To show you how to put together the Avida Designs Furniture Oxford radiator cover. This is the large version. The assembly instructions are actually really good. Just can't see it very clearly there because there they are. It's coming back into focus now. But they're very clear instructions, and if you follow them step by step, you should be okay. But anyway, we'll have a look and see what's in the box. So you've got the instructions. Key thing also is to make sure you don't, like with all these things, don't throw away all the vital bits and pieces that are put it all together. If you, I tend to put these into a tray, a round tray or a dish, so you can see them all very easily. I think from memory all these are marked into individual packages, which are A, B, C, D, E, F, G or something like that, which is really helpful. So that's really good. So just got to take off the packaging, check that there's been no damage during transit. If there has, make sure you photograph any of the damage on the box. There's a bit of damage on the box here and here. Good to photograph that, because then at least you can prove that you haven't. See, the damage has gone through onto the polystyrene, but luckily all the cover is packaged in such a way that it's protected. All the bits that are important are facing away from the outer casing, so it does protect them from damage. So that's really good. So I'm just going to take the polystyrene off, and we'll see what we've got. To find it a good idea to work on a work table like this, I tend to use the cardboard packaging as a base, just to protect the whatever I'm making. Like this particular unit will protect it from damage, hopefully. So just carry on and get the parts out. All these are well marked. I'll call this the middle bit, which has actually got a clever little number on here saying, you can't see it on the video there, but it's number 8, and that is good. And then this is a side here, which is, there's nothing on it, but it's pretty apparent it's a side, and to be honest, you can only go one way round, so that's fairly straightforward. Got the other side there, which is actually got a number on saying number 2, so that's number 2. The other one probably, no, can't see a number on that. No. Anyway, so that's number 2, so that's probably number 1. But if you look at your instructions, it'll all become clear. Go a bit further. These are the size of the front, and these have got numbers on. That's number 5, and that one you'll recognise because it's the same as that, so that's number 5. And these two are the obviously the front grills, so that's the pretty bit. So those are there, and those are, I've got a number on saying number 7. So that's quite self-explanatory. I'll just put those somewhere out of the way for now. Don't need those quite yet. Take that away. I've got another big bit there, which says on it number 4. So that's good. So that's there. There we are, and that one similarly all numbered up, so that's good. And then that's the one more piece in there, which is the top. So don't forget that one, because obviously that's quite important. And I thought there was some damage there, but it's not. It's actually designed with a nice little diagonal across there. That's it. That's got all the routings in there, which all make sense a bit later on. Then we'll get rid of the rest of the polystyrene, and then we'll be ready to start assembly. Now empty all your different bits and pieces you need to put the thing together onto a plate or a tray. keeping them in their right bags is useful, because that's D, those are the angle brackets. That is C, which is some screws. Which are, C screws are 12 millimeters, and these are another lot of screws, which are B. Don't get them mixed up, because those are only 10 millimeters. And we've got G and H, which is the that's for fixing to the wall, I think, and F, which are just the brackets for you put on the back of this to then hook it onto the wall, keeps it all nice and safe and secure. These are the dowels, which are A, so those hold it all together. If you want to make the job stronger, you can always glue these dowels in, but it's not necessary. And then there's a couple of extra little brackets there, little L-shaped brackets, which is E. So if you keep them all in their little packets, then you shouldn't get them too mixed up. Hopefully not anyway. So I've laid out all the different parts that we need initially. Put all the other parts you're not going to use straight away, just carefully to one side. We're working on this inside out, so this is, I don't know if you can see in the video, but this is the back side, the inner side of the unit. So that's important, and so we'll put that together. But as I say, if you follow the instructions on your in your instruction leaflet, you shouldn't go too far wrong. We'll just pop all the dowels in first. Just put those into the holes. There's holes in here, holes in there. Just put it into one side, and you should be able to push them in about halfway, I guess, just with your fingers if you're reasonably strong. I'll just put one in there. Push, goes in okay. Another one there. Turn that over. Put in there. Don't forget to turn this back in the right direction. Don't try and fit it together quite yet. Let's get all the dowels in first into the, what we'll do is we'll get into these central three bits, because then hopefully it should all go together more easily in the long run. So put it all in there for now. This is number 8. There. 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 And there. Make sure you put your items back in the position where you want them to end up, so otherwise it will get very, very confusing. So then we are going to put on the angle brackets, which are D. So I'm going to use the brackets, the L-shaped brackets, D, and those are connected with the screw B, which they're apparently 18, and that's the 10mm. This is why it's important not to mix these up. So this is B. So those are for putting these angle brackets on. So we'll start to put those on in the appropriate places. So it's showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those in this initial section. I've put out all those different brackets. They're both the same length either side, so there's only one way on for them to go if you like, but the outer upright has to go to the edge because it's going to have another piece attached. Another piece of wood will eventually become attached to that. So here's your angle bracket. It's just the L-shaped angle bracket, which is angle bracket D, and this is screw B, which is the 10mm screw. You can either do that with a manual screwdriver like this, because they're only little diddly ones, you don't want to over tighten them, and or you can use a one of these little rechargeable screwdrivers, but I put it on speed 1, and I put the torque setting to the lowest setting, which on this is 1. See how that goes. And then luckily there's a clever little hole just in here. I don't know whether you can see that on the video, and that lines up with a little hole in there, and the screw goes in. Easy peasy. Magnetic head, very good. Make sure you got it in the right hole. The beauty of it with the pre-drilled holes in here, at least it means that you get them in the right positions. So I don't want to over tighten this, so we'll just try this on torque setting 1, and hopefully it won't be too much. That's it, so it just does it enough. Just leave a little bit of wobble on there, because when you look at the diagram, it suggests that you only do them up to 80%, which is, so I guess that's 80% because it still wobbles. There is a reason for that, which will become clear later on. So just go around and finish off the other 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4. I've just upped the torque setting on the drill to 4, so you just have to see which works best for you, but that seemed to work okay. So it's probably either 2 or 4, probably the best one, and just keep it on speed number 1, because you won't need any more than that for these little piddly screws. 4 seems to be the one. This is a little Makita. We'll go. Once it's tight, and it'll go. So it can't go any tighter then. The little brake with a torque will take the little brake off, and then it won't drive in anymore, so it saves you damaging your hole. Keep the remainder of your screws in their packet, it'll make it easier when you need them again later on. Now push all those bits together with push all the dowels into the appropriate holes. Go there. If you do the one side first, so do the top first, and then the bottom, push it to it. So if you work through an order, and make sure that they're all nice and tightly together, and then you'll be ready for your grills, which is number 7. And bearing in mind that you want the inner side, the brown side, facing you uppermost, and then having the good side facing out. Now we're using screw pack C. These are slightly longer. These are 12mm. This is why it's important to keep these all separate. And then say line those up and pop those into. So there's 8 in each panel. So just pop those in, keep it all close together, nice and tight, and jobs are good 'un. So I've now completed the grill and all the fixings there. I've now gone on to the side panels, which are their numbers 2 and 3. So all I've done is added the last couple of L-shaped brackets with the appropriate screw. Done those up firmly but not over tightened. I think they recommend about 80% tight, whatever that is. But anyway, so I suppose the idea you can move them just slightly, because it will probably help you to get the final bits into position, I imagine. These 2 screw holes here and here, you can ignore those at the moment, because those will join to the side of this front framework. And then we'll just do the top, and then we're ready to rock. So on this top, we've just got to add these L-shaped brackets, but these ones are got the longer edge with 2 screws in, and these are the ones that actually hook the the radiator cover onto the brackets that are on the wall, so you can hook it off and on the wall, and it stops it falling over onto your children or pets or you or whatever. So I'm going to pop that on with 2 B screws. No. So 2 of those B screws into each of those. Tight, but don't over tighten them. Just tight enough to hold it securely. Whizzy whizzy. Should we get the holes absolutely spot on? We're on torque setting 4 here, speed 1, which means it doesn't over tighten them. That's all we do at this stage with the top. There's a screw here in the middle, and another one at the far end, and those will all allow you to join the brackets we put onto the other items a little bit later on, hopefully. I just thought I'd show you an overview of the different items, so as you can see hopefully where the different bits and pieces fit in. The only things that are hidden from view are the dowels which go between these white sections between the top and the bottom rails there. But apart from that, most of it you'll see. So that's the top of the unit with 2 brackets in there which hold the unit to the wall. The remaining screw holes are just used for joining it to the other components. Those 2 sides have 2 L-shaped brackets there, and the main unit has the 5 L-shaped brackets, 2 grills, and the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 dowels which hold the front components together. It's actually a relatively simple idea, and it's actually surprisingly substantial once it's all put together. There we are, that's what it looks like, and when it's ready then to put it together. Hurrah! So carefully fit this front panel into the groove on this side panel, and make sure that this bottom 2 pieces here are flush. You can just adjust on the slide on the routed out channel just slightly. It does have a bit of adjustment, and then make sure you just put the 2 screws into the screw holes that are in this bit already drilled for you. Then hopefully it should be in the right position. That's it. That's it. And just do the one on the other side, and then next thing is the top. It's a little bit flimsy at this stage to get the top on, so just be a little bit careful when you push it around, because you've only got little tiny bits of screw holding it all together at the moment, but it will become a lot more substantial. So when you get to actually finally move it into position, certainly if you're taking it off my work table like this, it pays to have 2 of you do it, because otherwise you might pull some of the screws out if you're not careful. Acorn is a little bit more of a fiddle, because you've got to get those 3 sections. So there's 1 section in there that's got to go into that groove, 1 section there that's got to go into that groove there where the bracket is, and another section up there where you've got to get into the groove there. So you've got to do a bit of juggling, so probably a little bit easier with 2 people in truth. And then screw them up tightly, but not over tighten them. So now the top is securely fitted on the corners, in the middle, and on the other corner. The instructions have been brilliant, as I said earlier, and all that is left to do now is to put the radiator cover in its position, and to fit the wall brackets to the wall. And then basically once those are attached to the wall, this will just hook over it and it'll keep it secure. But at least then if you want to adjust the thermostatic control valve or clean or maintain the radiator or whatever, then at least you can just literally just lift the radiator cover off and you've got access to your entire radiator. So it's a good system. But just fix the brackets to your wall with the appropriate fixing for the type of wall that you've got to fix to. There we are. I'll show you the good side in a minute, hopefully. The other thing that people always ask is I was only one screw short, one of the 10mm ones, so not too bad.